Well, Honolulu taxpayers just shelled out $600,000 in a recent settlement over a Honolulu police officer, but getting information has been pretty sketchy.
It's part of a series that our media partners at Civil Beat have been doing called Not So Public. And joining us over Skype is CivilBeat.com reporter Chad Blair. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, KITV.
So tell us about your Not So Public story. Why are the details so sparse?
Well, there was a complaint filed by a police officer who claims that he was discriminated against after he was injured on the job. So he filed a workers' comp claim and he filed a discrimination complaint. The city agreed to pay him a total of $600,000. The problem is we don't know what the discrimination was about, why the city agreed to pay it, or whether the problem has been corrected. The city is not talking about it. Even some of the documents, parts have been inked out that would tell us more, but we just can't find out.
Wow, wish you could get more details on that one. There's also a new development in those Las Vegas-style slot machines in the Tilt stores and other places, and all this after Representative Cynthia Thielen raised concerns about gambling. What's the latest on the issue now?
Well, you're absolutely right. I got a tip the other day that the Tilt stores, there's one at Windward Mall and one at Pearl Ridge Mall, had pulled these Las Vegas-style slot machines. You know, they look like with the island fruit is what they're called, the lemons, the bananas, and the apples and so forth. I mean, for all intents and purposes, they really do look like slot machines, even though the owners say, no, they're not really slots. It's not really gambling. So those machines were pulled over the last week or so. We called the corporate office in Texas. They said, well, they're trying to get them back in, but we can't figure out whether that's going to be the case or not.
Well, turning now to the race for Congress. In the latest Star Advertiser poll, Mufi Hannemann is ahead by double digits against Tulsi Gabbard, but fundraising is a different story, right, Chad?
That's right. Both campaigns have raised about $1 million each. Mufi actually has the edge over Tulsi. But one of the reasons is because he loaned his campaign $150,000 on the last week or so. Clearly, he's worried about Gabbard. Gabbard has on her side independent groups spending money on her campaign. The Sierra Club, Emily's List, Veterans Group. As you know, the primary election is coming close. And I would think Mufi Hannemann's worried about all those TV commercials that Tulsi Gabbard and her friends are running.
Oh, yeah, we're seeing a lot of TV commercials right now and those signs popping up in the countryside. And as you mentioned, the primary is less than 2 weeks away. And, besides the major races that we've been covering, what are the hot races that we should be paying attention to?
Well, I got to tell you, there's a lot of them, but I'll just identify three. One of them is Billy Kenoi and Harry Kim on the Big Island for the mayor. That's the current mayor, Kenoi, and the former mayor, Harry Kim. They are going against each other. On the windward side of Oahu, there's a state house seat that's up for grabs because of redistricting. That includes two incumbents, Jessica Woolley and Pono Chong. Pono Chong is a Calvin Say supporter. Jessica Woolley is not, so keep your eye on that race. Finally, I'll single out a Honolulu council race in the Kalihi area here on Oahu. That's between Martin Han, the challenger, and Joy Minahan, who's the, I hope I pronounced that correctly, he's the state legislator that's running for the council. So that's just three races that you got to keep your eyes on.
Yes, definitely. And I think the primary is going to be a very interesting election. Thanks, Chad.
You're welcome. Anytime.
And you can find the complete stories that we just discussed on CivilBeat.com. It is 6:37. We'll be right back.